All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. It is college basketball Saturday. Going to be touching on the top prop bets today, mostly in college basketball on both PrizePicks and Underdog. Have some esports, have a little bit of MMA. Let's go ahead and get into it. And so, guys, I do just want to start off with the college basketball prop bets here for PrizePicks. So let's go ahead and do that. Just going to sort it by the sport here, and we're going to just go straight up with the college basketball prop bets. What we're going to notice is we are getting some decent edges here and there for some of the fantasy score prop bets. The first one that's popping up as the best bet is actually going to be a better bet on Underdog here. So this is going to be part of the bet of the day there for Underdog. Okay. Where the projection data likes the over on both sides, the average sportsbook line likes the over on both sides, and the Underdog line is just a little bit too low. Okay, 0.5 difference could end up being the difference between a bet hitting or not hitting, so we want to be using the best bets possible. And then while we're here, let's take a peek at one of his teammates here as well. Scroll a little bit lower. It's only a 54% likelihood to hit, so still a bet that we'd be targeting regardless. But again, it's all about making the best decisions possible. We're going to notice that based off the average sportsbook line, we would be betting the over already, but also looking at the Underdog line, we'd be betting the over here as well. So two pretty good spots there for Baylor. And we just pulling up the game log so you guys can see. So again, we'd want to be betting the over on PrizePicks here for Omir, is that how you say his last name? And then we also had VJ here where we can see a consistent game log there. But again, want to be making the best decisions possible. Let's just make that over bet on Underdog and then just not worry about betting it on PrizePicks where we're getting a slightly lower edge, although it's still going to be considered a good bet. So let's continue on, guys. We are getting some other interesting spots, I will say, just in comparison to the projection data. Now, the projection data, again, is just more of a guideline as to whether or not we want to be placing a bet. It's not the end-all be-all. Obviously, the tools are based off of the long-term profitability approach, which is just looking at the average sportsbook line compared to the PrizePicks and Underdog lines to see how they're properly valuing them. And so, yeah, I might pass up on Clifford a little bit more to go with, let's say, a bet like Reed Bailey that's also got a high likelihood to hit, right? 56% likelihood to hit, and the projection data agrees. Like, I'm going to favor that one slightly more, but still not a bad bet. Same thing with Swain. So many names, guys. But that's an okay one. We got John Blackwell as well for under his points and rebounds. Projecting about 16.10. Again, like I do like going with those ones a little bit more. We got Claude for over his rebounds and assists here, F7.5. Again, the projection data likes that. So I personally might be favoring those a little bit more. Dawson Garcia for over his fantasy score. I was hoping to see if we were going to get an Underdog line for this one. So far, we are not, but that's a decent one that we got. And then Sean for his over fantasy score, 27.5. That's a seemingly good edge there. Again, compared to the average sports line, compared to the projection data, and compared to the Underdog line, we can clearly see that the PrizePicks line is the one that's the outlier. It's the line that's wrong. Now, regardless if that hits or not, it still only has like a 54% likelihood to hit, right? So it still has like about a 46% likelihood for it not to hit. But again, it's all about making the best decisions possible in the long term. And that's another good bet that we have. So some seemingly pretty good spots here for college basketball on PrizePicks. I'm going to go ahead now and shift into Underdog for college basketball. Then we'll jump back into PrizePicks so we can take a peek at some maybe potentially esports prop bets and maybe even some MMA prop bets. All right, guys, so jumping on into those Underdog bets, most of them, basically all the bets that we're getting today are going to be college basketball prop bets, okay? So we got VJ, and we're going to be placing that bet there more so on Underdog. That's where we're getting a good spot. And we got Colin Murray Boyles, where his fantasy score line has been ticking up a little bit since the line was released, but it's still too low. That's the thing. If you look at the projection data, the average sportsbook line, definitely favoring the over still there. So he's in a good spot for us. Then we're getting some of the similar prop bets we had on PrizePicks at least. But then we're getting like Mark Mitchell for under his fantasy score, decent. We're getting plenty of really good bets here on Underdog, guys. Mark Sears for over his fantasy score, that's fine. I don't mind the idea of grouping bets together though. So we're going to notice here we got like 3 over bets that we could potentially be targeting for a fantasy score. So I'm fine running that out. But again, guys, getting plenty of good bets that are over 54% likelihood to hit. Now we are only getting college basketball prop bets. I haven't added in esports bets to the Underdog sheet. Maybe today, hopefully tomorrow, if not today. So decent edges there. And so, guys, just real quickly, this is going to be the Underdog by the day. You're doing a 3-slip bet. Again, taking advantage of the 6x opportunity on Underdog compared to the 5x opportunity on PrizePicks. So I don't mind chasing 3-slip bets on Underdog. If you guys want to pair these up as 2-slip bets, you can do that as well. And we're getting plenty of good prop bets on Underdog. Typically, guys, Saturdays are what I call high volume days where because we're getting a lot of bets, I'm just doing a lot of mixing and matching, hoping to hit at least one 6 for 6 slip. That's been pretty good thus far this year. Haven't had like really too many bad Saturdays. There's been like one or two, but most of them have been pretty consistent. Had like 2 really good college basketball Saturdays as well for what that's worth. So, it's really all about you and how you guys want to go about attacking, kind of your betting style. But these are the 3 bets that I like the most on the slate right now. So we'll go ahead and jump back into some esports and MMA prop bets on the PrizePicks cheat sheet. You know what? First, guys, we'll take a quick peek at some PGA bets as well. So for those of you guys that don't know, I have my own 9 to 5 golf YouTube channel as well. I kind of separate the 2 channels because the golf audience is just like a completely different audience compared to like the PrizePicks audience and the DFS audience for whatever reason. So I did that, got a big database in there, just kind of really able to dial in what we're looking at. Now I do want to call it, if you guys are someone that's using the 9 to 5 cheat sheets, do not be betting on Rory or Scotty to get under their birdies or better. 4.5. Now, is it likely for them to get 5 birdies? Probably not. But I'm not betting their unders. It's just, I don't want to do that. I would rather go with something like Aaron Ryan to get over 3.5 birdies or better. Maybe even Ricky to get over 3.5 birdies or better. Davis Thompson, he's interesting. So we see his lines at 3.5 birdies or better, which I'm fine with. But you could also just bet on his understrokes. He's one of the few golfers where we are still getting a prop line difference for him. So you could just be betting on his understrokes there on PrizePicks. And I think that's a decent way to go about attacking it. We are seeing some more prop line differences as golfers are actually teeing off right now, because one site's reacting to the current scores from golfers that maybe just don't have it together this week, whereas another site's just like, no, these are the good bets, these are the valuations that we have. And so interesting there. But again, kind of looking at the edge, let's see here. I don't mind Patrick Cantlay as well. I think he has a good chance to get to 4 birdies or better. The question is, will he make that extra 5th birdie to hit? And at that point, it's really worth targeting a bet that's going to be a push. That's up for you guys to decide. All right, guys. So yes, looking at some more esports bets now. Again, the line of attack with these bets is going to be trying to do middle bets if you can, or just really sticking to one site. And that way you're going to be good in the long term, because we're not getting like true average sportsbook data. We're just literally comparing it against Underdog and PrizePicks, their lines that we have. Maybe I can add in more books if they have them. But it's not a popular sport, and so most sportsbooks don't give it. Most of them are DFS books, and so the line of attack is honestly hoping for a lot of middles. And so like we look at Lou here, we're at 9.5 for PrizePicks, 12 on Underdog. We'd want to be betting obviously on the over on PrizePicks, the under on Underdog, and hoping that he gets 11 or something like that, right? That's the plan of attack. 4-2-3 here. I hate the esports names, but hey, 9 to 5, right? Whatever. Not terrible there. I think that's fine, but obviously that's the approach that we want to go with there. And then MMA wise, we are still getting a decent line difference with some fight times and significant strikes. No one commented yesterday, guys, in terms if they liked any of the sides of these bets, if they want to be betting the unders on Underdog or the under on Underdog for fight time here, or the over. Again, if you guys do know that, let us know in the comment section below. That's a huge help, because I'm not an MMA expert. I'm not even someone that watches MMA, and so I'm not going to give you guys takes on that. I'm just going to tell you guys the data and where we're getting slight edges. All right, guys, so we are going to go ahead and get into the 9 to 5 bet of the day here, but do want to remind you guys of the 9 to 5 membership. If you guys want access to the tools that you just saw in this video, head on over to 9to5sports.com, get access to all the tools for just $10 a month. Get access to the fantasy golf tools as well as the prop tools. Again, all for just $10 a month. Take advantage of that. Link to join is in the description below. Now we go ahead here and jump into the 9 to 5 bet of the day here for college basketball. Again, just taking advantage of the edges that we are currently getting. It's a big slate, guys. We'll probably get more and more prop bets throughout the day that are going to be considered good bets as well. Hopefully, and most of the time, they're good fantasy score prop bets. What's crazy about today's slate, and Underdog and PrizePicks have both been better about this since the Freeman disaster, as I'm calling it, from a month ago, when the line was wrong but not like an error. Even though they marked it as an error, I'm still mad about that. That would have been a big day. It's actually crazy, guys. Like, more people were mad about like CP3 controversial assist not hitting on a bet that people maybe shouldn't have been making, rather than a bet like Freeman where it's just like I shouldn't say free square, but a clear edge for us. But it wasn't an error. It was just like, oh, we gave a bad line and we're going to take this line away. It was weird that people were more mad about the CP3 one rather than the Freeman one. I don't know. That's both in the past. Some of you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. So whatever. But decent edges here, guys. Hopefully we get some more edges in terms of prop line differences between PrizePicks and Underdog. But that's going to do it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you guys have not done so before. Again, if you guys want access to any of the tools, head on over to 9to5sports.com. Get access to all of them for $10 a month. All right, thanks for watching. Good luck. And as always, let's keep cashing.